Welcome to Business Reporter's Digital Economy Campaign. I'm Rachel Hicks. As business professionals, we're all aware of the pivotal role customer experience has to play in the digital era. But when we go about our daily lives as normal customers, we'll experience firsthand how wide off the mark customer experience can get. So, what lies at the heart of this disconnect? Internal barriers in organisations are being torn down and old legacy systems getting a new digital lick of paint. So why isn't customer experience reaping the full benefits of this transformation? How can companies become future-ready now? This is what we're going to discuss today with Amir Danod, Senior Director, Digital Marketing Offering Lead Europe at digital consulting firm Avanade. Hello Amir, thank you for joining us.
Good morning, Rachel.
Now tell me, what changes have taken place which means customer experience is being pushed to the forefront?
This is now time for companies to become future ready by the use of intelligence in the technology, which was not possible in a few years ago. We can apply intelligence, we have access to more data with the new technologies that are available that enables us to fully understand what customer needs are and how we can deliver a better experience. The changes are driven by customers, but also by the changes in the technology. New technologies that exist today allow us to connect marketing, CRM and ERP systems, and also connecting the pre-sales experiences and the acquisition, i.e. digital marketing, to sales and post-sales experiences, such as customer and field service. Those changes, combined with the changes in the market, which are the result of digitally native companies interrupting traditional industries and looking at the customer experience as the main driver for customer preference, plus shifts in products, shifts from products to services, and finally the fact that price is no longer the dominant buying predictor has pushed customer experience to the forefront of many organizations.
Okay, so looking at customer experience, it's the last link in the value chain. How does it send all previous efforts that we've made down the drain if it fails?
If it fails, it probably suggests that the value chain wasn't very strong from the beginning. In order to overcome that, we need to realize that customer experience is not an easy subject. It's actually very difficult to get customer experience right. Companies need to realize that there needs to be a lot of focus on the experience as one of the critical dimensions to becoming a future-ready organization. Companies need to invest in bringing intelligence into every aspect of the organization, have an innovative culture with an innovation mindset in a company-enabled culture that drives that innovation throughout the organization and better understands customer needs and gets insight and turn them into good and powerful experiences for the customers.
So we've already mentioned operational silos and legacy technology as barriers to successful digital transformation. But can you tell us about other barriers that still exist?
Skills and talent is still the number one barrier for many companies. In fact, our research suggests that 46% of companies are considering skills and hiring new talent as a major barrier to become future ready. Making systems fit together is another major barrier for many companies. 40% of companies are struggling to integrate new and existing systems together. Again, the shift in culture and making sure that they have a solid strategy, very strong connections between strategy through to design, through to data science, through technology implementation is another barrier to get to future-ready state for many companies.
So what would you advise companies to focus on to be able to deliver future-ready experiences now?
Great customer experiences start with employee experience. MIT research suggests and demonstrates, in fact, that companies who are with a score of top 25% in employee experience can achieve double customer satisfaction based on industry standard, industry-adjusted Net Promoter Scores. They can achieve twice the innovation in terms of generated revenue from new products and services. And finally, they can get 25% more profitability compared to competition. Starting with the employee experience and also getting help from automation, from machine learning, from artificial intelligence, AI, to offload some of the resource-heavy parts of content production, personalization and optimization would definitely help to start to optimize the experiences and identify insight into what works for customers and what's not, and then turning them into actions and focusing on innovations that allow to drive a better customer experience and become more successful.
So can you tell us why democratizing access to information across a company can enable a better customer experience?
Democratizing access to the information enables everyone to be on the same page and speak the same language. And when that happens, everyone gets involved in sharing the insights and understanding the customer experience barriers and what they need in order to improve those barriers. That change enablement is also a necessary factor to align the C-suite all the way through to people that are involved in driving the strategy and execution of the day-to-day activities.
So tell me about the importance of involving people in the shaping of a digital transformation strategy.
Our research uncovered the same thing as what we see with many clients. Culture and people are the two largest potential factors in success or failure of digital transformations. People are the main drivers for any transformation. If people are not involved in shaping of the digital transformation is going to focus on assumptions and is going to be based on assumptions. In order to change that assumption-based strategy into data-driven initiatives, people need to have a good understanding of what is the existing customer experience, what are the friction points in that experience, and how they can move it forward and create a better experience. People are the most important part of any digital transformation program because of the number of skill sets that are required in making the transformation successful. From strategists to experience designers to data scientists to technologists that are required to drive the transformation forward, they all need to collect the data, feed that data back into the loop, and put the customer at the front of the conversation all the time. That's where we can start to look at a customer-centric digital transformation that is focusing on enabling and unlocking a better experience for customers.
We've talked a lot about involving people in the transformation strategy, but how practical is that? And how do you make sure that their insights form part of the business objectives?
We need to make sure people are involved in all the conversations around the customer experience. We need to make sure data is shared and people are using those data to provide that single source of truth when it comes to 360-degree views of the customer. We need a living strategy that considers people from a skills and development perspective as a critical part of digital transformation programs, but also from a new hiring perspective. The living strategy needs to be reviewed multiple times during the year with regular visits to make sure it's reflecting the skills that are required and also can be adjusted to market conditions.
What are the three main points that you'd like people to take away from our discussion?
My key takeaways are companies must start to infuse intelligence into every aspect of the organization to better understand customer and to deliver the next generation of customer experience. People need to be involved in the process and different skill sets are going to be required, and people need to, again, be involved to drive the experience and remove the feeling of the transformation fatigue, which is what 43% of companies are experiencing. Removing that alone allows them to focus on the customer experience and driving the initiatives that are required to enable a better experience. Experience is inherently a human-centered activity, and people within the company need to focus on bringing the customer back into the conversation, right from the day-to-day conversations that they have and activities that they perform, all the way up to setting up strategic objectives that they have in mind.
Amir, that's great. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you.